The government is planning to inoculate 60 million Filipinos to achieve the so-called herd immunity in the country. During President Rodrigo Duterte's weekly address, Health Secretary Francisco Duque noted that this is achieved when at least 60% of the population receives vaccination, a standard set by the World Health Organization.
So if we're able to reach that, we're going to pretty much arrest the spread of this. And mawawala yung COVID-19 sa ating pong lipunan.
With most vaccine candidates requiring 2 shots, a 60 million population target may require 120 million doses. Palace spokesperson Harry Roque assured that 60 million Filipinos will be immunized regardless of required dosage. But as it stands, vaccines for 60 million Filipinos will cost 73.2 billion pesos, according to Finance Department.
Ang average cost, ang estimate namin sa average cost ng vaccine, around $25. Not per dose, per person. Di ba? Around $25, which is 1,200 pesos, more or less. Some are lower, some are higher. So we don't know yet exactly how much is the cost.
There's only 2.5 billion peso vaccine budget in the national spending plan. To augment that amount, the government will apply for loans with the Asian Development Bank and World Bank. It also considers domestic sources like Land Bank, the Development Bank of the Philippines, and other government corporations. It will also try to enter bilateral agreements with other countries, but those are not ironed out just yet. Some private companies will also cover the partial cost of the vaccine.
Yung allocation ng Pilipinas is approximately 3 to 5 million doses. At saka meron na tayong commitments as of today for up to 2 million doses to be funded by the private sector.
But aside from the financial aspects of the mass inoculation, another question is who will be the priority recipients of the COVID-19 vaccines. Galvez proposed that those who live in areas with the highest infection rate to be the first in line. The poorest of the poor or beneficiaries of 4Ps are also included.
And then from geographical, magiging sectoral. Meaning, kung sino yung priority natin doon, for example, sa Manila, yung urban poor, uunahin po natin yun. Yung mga vulnerable, uunahin po natin doon.
Medical frontliners are naturally priority recipients, but Duterte has VIPs in mind, the police and the military. The reason, they are supposed sacrifices as errand boys since the onset of the pandemic.
I need a healthy military and police. Kasi pag magkasakit lahat yan, wala na akong asahan.
Galvez also reported that the government is currently in talks with 4 major vaccine developers. These includes China's Sinovac and the United States' Pfizer, which earlier reported of its experimental vaccine's 95% efficacy. Though the government is more inclined to sign a deal with the United Kingdom's AstraZeneca, which pledged 20 million doses to the Philippines.
At nakita natin, ang AstraZeneca po, maganda po dahil kasi non-profit po ang sa kanya at saka pinakamababa po yung kanyang presyo, more or less $5 lang po.
Duterte said uniformed personnel will take charge of the vaccine distribution once available.
Secretary Anyo is here. He knows that he will have to marshal the forces of the local government to implement the orderly. Kaya sabi ko, police ang nandiyan para orderly. Walang unahan.
If things go as planned, Galvez projects that the nationwide vaccination may take place starting June next year. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.